9th January 2021, 62 lives were lost, 62 dreams cut short, 62 people were to be sucked up from the living population when a Boeing 737-500 takes off from Hatia International Airport, Jakarta for Sapadia International Airport, Pontianak from runway 25R. The last journey of their lives lasted just 4 minutes 28 seconds, that is 268 seconds, beginning at 7:36 UTC and ending at 7 hours 40 minutes 28 seconds UTC. Some people will call this an unfortunate accident, a cruel twist of fate, but it was not sudden. This accident was waiting to happen, and 65 times the issue with aircraft came to light, but neither once the manufacturer was informed by the carrier Sriwijaya. 65 times the issue which ultimately doomed the flight raised its heads earlier, and the issue was still existing in the accident flight. The pilot in command was pilot flying, and second in command was pilot monitoring. The pilot in command, his name was Afwan. Total hours of experience 17,000 plus overall, and pilot monitoring Fadri Sriyanto. Total hours of experience 5,000 plus. He was right at the time of takeoff. The plane was cleared to 29,000 feet. The plane was climbing from 7:36.00 UTC to 7:38 minute 35 second UTC. It is the point where the plane was around 5,400 feet at a speed of 220 knots. Auto throttle was engaged and autopilot was also engaged. It is around this time the issue raised its head for the last time in the life of the people in that aircraft and for the aircraft itself. As per the normal procedure, the auto throttle pulled on the thrust levers to provide a steady climb to the plane. The left thrust lever moved back while the right remained in inclined power setting. Auto throttle was not able to move the right thrust lever due to mechanical issue. Now imagine the left engine is losing thrust or is in a reduced thrust while your right engine is in a continued climb thrust. It was causing an asymmetric thrust condition for the plane environment outside. The cruise thrust split monitor should have displayed as well as should have disengaged the auto throttle. But as the luck has it, this also functioned late because of some of the errors due to the sensor in the spoiler signal value. Ultimately, the issue of the thrust asymmetry kept increasing, putting the plane into its ultimate doom situation. This continued extreme asymmetric condition made the plane go into an uncontrolled left rollover and finally falling to its destiny. The pilots were not able to control the rollover situation, the unstable rollover. Now, this is precisely where the question comes into mind. What the pilot was doing when the situation of the plane was getting extremely dangerous. The purpose of this podcast is not to blame pilot or anyone, but just to make the people realize how important it is to understand each aircraft accident and the complexities of aviation before we fly again. So now let's go into the detail from 7:36 UTC.
Now let us go into the detail of those horrorful last minutes. So plane takes off at 7:36 UTC from runway 25R. 46 seconds later, cleared for 2,900 feet. Everything was going good. Further 5 seconds later, 7:36:51 UTC. Flight data records that autopilot has been engaged. 2 minutes around later, now even auto throttle has been engaged, and the time is 7:38:35 UTC. It is the time where the plane is crossing 5,400 feet and zooming at the speed of 220 knots. Now the time comes where auto throttle should throttle back to provide a steady climb rate, not the climb thrust. Climb thrust and a steady climb thrust are different. Climb thrust is higher than the steady climb thrust. 7:38:40 UTC. After selecting the proper mode of auto throttle pulls back on the left thrust lever and the plane is on 7,900 feet, but the same auto throttle fails to pull the right engine lever. it gets go unnoticed. 1 second later, 7:38:41 UTC, pilot monitoring asks the pilot flying if it wants to go to 070 heading. That's a new heading because there are weather conditions outside. Just 9 seconds later, that is 7 hours 38 minutes 50 UTC, air traffic controller approves the request, and now the plane is in their new heading, that is 075. After 11 seconds, that is at 7:39:01 second, ATC asked pilot to stop climbing at 11,000 feet due to conflicting traffic. Earlier, the plane was cleared to 290 flight level, that is 29,000 feet. Now, due to conflicting traffic, the plane has been asked to maintain a level at 11,000 feet. The plane is still not at 11,000 feet, and at this point, left engine has reduced the thrust to 86.4% speed and thrust position to 39 degree. While it is important to note that the right engine, which is N2, the speed is at 91.8% and the thrust position is at climb thrust position, that is of 46 degree. At 7:39:36 UTC, the plane is now at 10,100 feet, approaching the new set altitude of 11,000 feet. The left engine thrust is further reduced to 72 to 25 degree thrust position of lever and speed of 72.7%. 4 seconds later, that is now at 7:39:40 UTC, the thrust lever further reduces in the left engine, that is at 22 degree now, and the speed has reduced to 67.5%. At this point also, the right engine is throttling high. It is at 46 degree lever position and speed of 91.8%. It is in the climb speed. This is at the point where an input to the control column is detected, which is at 19 degree right, and this continues until autopilot is not disengaged. Now, for the new heading, that is at 075, aircraft is turning right at an angle of 15 degree. This all is good right now, except that the thrust is asymmetric, and asymmetric thrust condition is increasing and the pilots are not noticing it. Further 8 seconds later, that is 7:39:48 UTC, now the flight has climbed further. It is at 10,450 feet. Roll angle is 15 degree, which was earlier 15 degree, now it is at 0 degree. That means the plane has stopped rolling over to the right. The plane is not going to where it should be. The plane is not going to 075 degree heading. The plane roll has reduced to 0, that is, plane has straightened. And at this point, left engine thrust position has further reduced to 17.6 degree and speed at 59.3%, while right engine is still at the throttle up position, which is at 46 degree throttle position and speed at 91.8%. That's climb thrust. 6 seconds later, that is 7:39:54 UTC, the plane has further climbed to 10,500 feet. At this point, pilot monitoring informs the pilot that we are approaching the new set altitude of 11,000 feet. At this point, the rate of climb is 950 feet per minute, and the plane has started rolling left 7 degree. Just imagine, in 14 seconds, plane from right 19 degree rollover turn has gone into 7 degree left over turn, which is around 26 degree deviation in rollover in just 14 seconds. Left engine thrust position is further declining to now to 13 degree and speed to 49%, while right engine is at climb thrust. In 54 seconds, left engine speed reduced from 92% to 49%, that is almost half, and the thrust position reduced by almost 30%. Imagine the asymmetric thrust which was being generated. Just 1 second later, that is 7:39:55 UTC, air traffic controller cleared flight to 13,000 feet. Pilot monitoring acknowledges it. This is the last recorded transmission from accident flight. Again, it's important to note that in 54 seconds, air traffic controller asked to stop at 11,000 feet, now clears the to flight to 13,000 feet. It's all happening within 1 minute. Imagine the chaos in the flight now. It has gone from right turn to left turn. Control column is to right. Plane is going to left rollover, and ATC is asking them to move to further high. 6 seconds later, I don't know was going in the cockpit at that point, but the pilot flying asks pilot monitoring, reconfirms it that is it FL 130, that is 13,000 feet, the new flying height of the plane or the recommended height of the plane. 2 seconds later at 1743 UTC, enhanced ground proximity warning system sounds bank angle alert. Bank angle alert means the plane is dangerously banking and now it needs attention of the pilot. At this point, the flight was at 10,700 feet, still climbing, but now the roll to the left has increased to 37 degree. In last 23 seconds, from 19 degree right turn, the plane has gone to 37 degree left rollover. In last 7 seconds, which was a 7 second before, the plane was at 7 degree left over, now it has gone to 37 degree left over, that is 30 degree of rapid left rollover in just 7 seconds. The reason, the left engine thrust has further declined to 9.3 degree thrust level position. It's almost reaching idle, and the speed is 35.1%, while the right engine thrust is at line thrust, 46% lever position and 46 degree lever position, and the speed of 91.8%. Imagine asymmetric thrust right now is extremely high. 2 seconds later, 7:40:05 seconds UTC, the recorded highest peak altitude of the plane is 10,700 feet, and it is the point the plane starts descending. This is the point the pilot starts taking action. It moves the trim to stabilize the plane. This action disengages the autopilot, and the control column was still at 19 degree from last 25 seconds. But imagine the plane has stopped climbing, is falling. The pilot wants the plane to move to the right, but due to increased asymmetric thrust, the plane is rolling to the left, 37 degree. Autopilot is disengaged. Pilot is Pilots are in utter chaos. They just don't know why the plane is falling to left while they still want to move to right. Right now the plane is at 45 degree left bank, which is dangerous, at 16 degree heading. Continuous bank angle warning. Pilot flying manually, out of confusion, out of desperation to correct things. Now the things become worse due to pilot input. The pilot flying manually gives left rollover command, and now left rollover is dangerously high. The reason is, if the pilot would not have given that command, the plane may have stopped at the angle of 45 or somewhere, because Boeing 737-500 is an inbuilt safety system which would have limited the ability of autopilot to move further left. But now autopilot is disengaged and the pilot is trying to control, and his by mistake in the chaos he has given the left command. The situation is out of hand now. Left engine asymmetric has increased, the speed has further reduced to just 34% and the thrust angle to just 8 degree. 5 seconds later, 7:40:10 UTC, now plane is at 10 degree nose down, and auto throttle also says bye bye. That means at this point auto throttle disengages. Now everything is in the ability of the pilot's hand. 35 seconds before auto throttle was engaged, plane was climbing, and now it is disengages. Autopilot disengaged and the plane falling. Just imagine the chaos. 18 seconds after, that is at 7:40:28 UTC, after the plane was nose down position. So the plane was at nose down position at 7:40:10 UTC, 10 degree nose down. Now at 7:40:28 UTC, something happens. Failure begins. FDR stops recording, and the last recorded location is 5 degree 57 minute 56:21 second south, 106 degree 34 minute 24:86 east. It is the same time ATC try contacting with plane with no response, and the plane disappears from radar. This part we talked about the journey, moreover those last dreadful minutes as it is, and the overall information about the flight. In the next part, we'll go more deep into the circumstances not only the circumstances which were responsible for mechanical failures, but also the human component to it. Stay tuned, subscribe our channel, and be aware of what you are putting into when you fly next.